about that. And most of them just stripped off the bump.
Yeah.
Yes. But I just took this picture this morning, and I think our contractor did a good job. I think they did a good job, and I want to show you this. It's smooth, no bump at all.
Should I go forward?
That's what we
So,
What is this material?
concrete,
Oh, it's
cement.
concrete, okay.
Cement, yes, yes. And we did the whole floor, addition and the old house in one floor level,
Yeah.
smooth. Although the old part of my house is old, so the concrete base is bumpy.
Yeah.
So still, with that floor floating, I'm not 100% happy. Still, it's a great improvement.
Yeah, great addition.
And also, I want to show you the picture of my bathroom. Well, I'm from the country of hot spring heaven, and putting myself in the bathtub is important. It's a pleasure. So that was my dream, to make a good bathtub. And so I spent some money to make a corner bathtub. Yeah, and also shower. I want to show you that. So I think that this is my best furniture in my house. That I bought this shower bench, fold up, and that's, I feel so safe. And I want to show you. So
Yeah.
I made the bathtub and shower room separately, and so. And also I made ramps. Shower, okay. This is the shower room.
Oh, it's a walk-in.
Walk-in, well, not walk-in, there's, because I didn't want this water.
Right,
Yeah,
yeah.
so there's about this.
A little bit.
Yes, yes. So there is two showers, shower heads. One is for me to use from the chair, and the other one is for my husband, the tall one.
I've seen a chair, that's that chair that folds down.
Yeah, folds down, yes,
Somewhere.
yes. But that particular brand is wonderful. I did some research. And it's, I want to show you the picture of me sitting there, not naked.
Rats.
Yeah, it's the same, it's the same thing as at the center. GDR has the same thing.
Okay.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Green Valley,
Yeah, see,
Restoration,
this is
GDR.
what Russ has done.
They have the same setup.
Same setup, okay, yes.
And they're sloped, so the water goes into the drain and not out.
Oh, yes, right. Another thing is, when I broke my femur last year, and I was in the, here, I was here for 10 days. And they showed me this wonderful unit that you can put under the bed. I'll show you the picture. Yes, but,
The newer ones are much.
okay, I will show you the picture.
Okay.
to help
It's
you
really
get.
good. I'm done. I'll just show you the picture of that box.
Janet and I cheated. We didn't do it all at once.
Yeah.
But the only thing we had requirement when we bought our house was that no sunken floors inside the house. No sunken floors. Everything was level completely all through the house. But it did have carpet. When we first moved into the house, Jana was walking with braces and crutches, and so most of this didn't matter. But once she went blind and she was put in a wheelchair full time, we started doing things that we could think of. And like your 1 inch, well, we cheated because we just had some guy put a cement ramp on the carport. Just, you know, a little ramp to get up and in. Then in the front, we redid our front yard, and I put in pavers, but if you'll notice on the edge of the pavers, they're raised, so that she can't drive off the pavers. Okay, if you just...
okay.
And then, well, here's just another view of the pavers with the table that she can get out to. Then, on the front door, our pavers ramp up to the door, and with the grab bar on the side of the house. You know, so we aren't worried about the laws in that 1.5 inch step. We just bypassed it.
So I can go out to the front yard with a diagonal from the medical bar and I have no trouble.
All right,
Trouble
this-
getting back in.
This picture, you can see there's a cabinet here and a big arch. When we bought the house, the door to the kitchen was where the cabinet is, and the arch was a solid wall.
Yeah.
So we had to come out and around. Well, we just filled that in and redid the arch right there, so she just comes in, and it's a whole lot easier to get into.
And one of the main reasons for the arch is that hallway was totally dark. And when I still had light perception, I wanted to see that window. So the guy made the arch and it looks just like the
Okay,
other.
and the other thing is that the sink. Under the sink, we basically had a little drive-in, and you can see down here, I've actually raised the bottom height of the cabinets, so our footrests aren't keep running into the cabinets.
Yep.
I have that too.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the other thing I like to show is that because she's blind, we put ceramic tile along the bottom of all of the walls, because I kept having to replace the plasterboard. And actually dig holes into it. Also, this is in our master bedroom. You will notice that with the wall actually came out to here, so that she had to come around and go in the door. Well, we just cut that wall back. You know, so that there's a great big area to get into. Little things, but they add up.
There's no door on it.
So, oh, we took the door off.
Yeah.
Okay. Here's the toilet,
Commode.
the commode in there. Now, I want you to notice this particular grab bar. That goes up and down.
Oh, so it moves.
And it is much more steady than the one that comes out and down in the floor. Much more steady. And there's the bathtub. I want to show you that in a separate picture, but it didn't print too well.
Can you see these okay?
Okay. Here's the bathtub. Notice how wide the lip is. We specially made this bathtub so that she goes from the wheelchair onto the tub itself, then into the chairlift. We put a chairlift in there. She has a hand shower, so she can take a shower, or she can lift down into the tub and take a bath. And it's a jacuzzi bath.
And it's a jacuzzi. Yeah, it's a jacuzzi bathtub.
Jacuzzi bathtub. But it took us, I don't know, 15 years to get all of this stuff put together.
Did you see this?
I believe it.
Huh?
I believe it.
And then here's the hall bath. Notice it's a 36, we had to put in a 36-inch door, which doesn't open all the way because of the wall. But notice the handlebars on the toilet. One is up, one is down. Because, and they are so steady. Oh, it's,
And one's across stated on the wall.
well, no, that's the other bathroom.
No,
Yeah.
there's another one on the wall in the main bathroom.
Yeah. All right, this one is just a close-up of the toilet. that if you're gonna put in bars, use these, because they go up out of the way if you need to.
You have to order them.
There's some of the
Online.
bars.
Actually, you don't.
Yeah.
There's a guy in town named Larry Hume. I think he's called
Look at this
Special
one.
Needs
Yeah.
something or other.
Uh-huh.
That's all he does.
What's his last name?
Larry Hume,
H-U-M-E?
H-U-M-E.
And then the towels.
You can look at my cell phone, Dave, if you can get his number.
I can give you his phone, oh yeah, let's get his phone
You
number.
want his phone number? All he does is specialize in
He did
remodeling
most of this remodeling for
for
us.
handicapped people.
Well, that's great.
He put in our pool lift. We had no idea how to do that, so we came over and installed that.
Okay,
Did you get a picture of the pool lift?
292-8769. 292-8769. His name is Larry Hume.
And he's not really expensive. He knows that we were on a limited income, and so he's just been fabulous.
That's nice.
He works with you.
Now this is the doorway into Jana's office. You'll notice there's no door.
Right.
But look up here. This is a drop-down thing because we also have used that as the guest room. So this stays up most of the time, but if we get a guest in there, it just folds down.
I bought that for $1.50 at a yard sale.
Yeah,
Are you serious?
Just like old
It's
curtain.
amazing what you can get in yard
It's
sales.
amazing.
it's kind of like blinds. It just folds up,
Yeah.
and then you know, take the things off and they fold right down.
And that's your door.
And that's the door, which we never bring down. Now, the back porch was a little crowded.
Oh, yeah.
So we put in a full ramp with bars on the side, come out the door and down the ramp. And you can see all because of my barbecue equipment, so I had to leave room for that. But that was out the back door, the patio door.
And we've had that for years.
Yeah, that we put in early.
This is the first one, huh?
Yeah.
Yes, we have ceramic tile.
Ceramic tile throughout the house, we did that.
Boy.
We did that.
Now, when we first moved into the house, Jana was walking. So in our swimming pool, we put a very long stairway. Each step is only a half-inch high.
And
And then the medical bars are built in. You notice on back here, there's a bench. So she slides to the other side of the bench in a wheelchair, comes around, takes off her braces, crutches, or whatever. She can grab these bars and then walk down.
They are the exact height of my.
That's the exact height of her canes.
Now I can't do that.
Now she can't do that. So,
I understand.
what did we do? We put in a chairlift for the pool. They're kind of expensive, but you guys helped buy it for us.
With a grant.
It's expensive, but we don't buy
Yeah.
it for them.
Well, yeah, I get,
We helped her.
Is your chairlift into the pool run by water?
no, it's electric.
Okay, because I have a friend, but hers, you turn the garden hose on and it works off the garden hose.
You get the pool.
No, it's electric, and it has a big old battery that during the off-season, it hangs up on a recharger in the house. But,
I have to tell you a funny story about the chairlift.
oh, yeah,
My voc rehab counselor was over dealing with blindness and helping me with some things. And he said, is there anything else in your life that you're really not able to do anymore because of your blindness? And I said, well, yes, I can't get into my pool. And he said, do you swim often? I said, I would like to swim every day. And this was the time when they had a lot of voc rehab money for senior citizens. So he said, well, have you thought of buying a chairlift? I said, yeah, and David went to the office and he got the pictures. I mean, we'd already looked at it. $7,000. And they put it in.
Yeah.
And Larry, man David talked about, when the pool lift came, he came and did it. He put it
He
in.
installed it.
Because we did not have a clue. So, but yeah, I got a $7,000 lift. And it takes me right into the water and I swim out of it.
Cool.
That's what I need.
and it's battery powered, so it doesn't have to be plugged in.
And in the winter, we just cover it with a, it's got a cover.
Cover.
So it's not, you know. getting damaged by the weather.
The other thing we did way back when is we put in solar panels on the roof.
Yes.
Because everything we have in the house almost is now electric. My electric bill to the electric company is $20 a month. That's just a hookup. Once a year, they calculate how much more I produced that I didn't use, and so they pay me that at the going rate. And the rates have gone up since we put it in, so, you know, I'm getting back more now than when I'm not paying it per kilowatt hour.
And the
And so
other thing about.
that covers the $20 a month for 3 or 4 months every year. So if you could, you know, right now I think they've got all kinds of benefits and tax reductions and stuff for solar power. And
Really expensive.
it is expensive to set it up, but
Pays back in the end.
Oh, but can I add something about the
I
solar?
was gonna say, but what we did is we didn't buy it, we leased it.
Yeah.
And so I have a leased amount, and after 20 years, they can tell them, come and get it, or I can buy it back. And if I tell them, come and get it, after 20 years, they're not gonna want it, because everything's gonna change.
We put it in when David was 65, so we thought, well, 20 years,
Yeah,
he'll
I
be
wasn't making any
85.
money.
And, you know, we'll probably sell the house before then, you know.
Plus the fact that it was all tax credits, and I wasn't paying any taxes anyway. So,
Okay,
Anyway.
TEP has a new program. I just called to find out about it and enrolled in this TEP. And it's called Go Solar or TEP,
Yeah.
Go Solar Home. You can look into this. You have to apply online. But what they do is average out your kilowatt hours that you've used over a whole year. You're still buying electricity, but you're buying it from their solar array. TEP's building hundreds and thousands of these solar arrays. And so they're generating solar power. You're buying electricity, but it's solar instead of coal-fired plants. So, and the cost will get locked in for 10 years. So they calculate it out, they average it out, they give you a good deal, and they lock in that price for 10 years, which is a smoking deal. I suggest you all look into that if you want to. If you can't afford solar installation, because that's very costly, but this Go Solar plan is a good alternative, and you're using clean energy this way. So.
And we don't use a lot of light in the house. I mean, I never turn a light on.
I don't believe that.
Well, and sometimes David can't find me because every room is dark.
She comes with some of the.
Where are you? And I said, well, I'm in my computer room. You don't have any lights on?
Yeah.
So I don't need the lights on.
Right.
So I don't ever turn lights on.
But she did. And
You could buy a new one for that.
well, she bought a new van.
She bought a new one, right? Okay.
And she had it converted.
Yep.
And the cost of the conversion, not the cost of the van, that was added on to the conversion. Conversion was $45,000.
Oh, that is insane.
Well, we have got a new van with a conversion, and we could have bought a Cadillac or a Corvette and had more fun
Yep.
than this stupid van. We wouldn't be able
But you
to
couldn't
do
have got
that.
into it.
Well,
No, she could have gotten in, but she'd never get out.
there's another thing, for those of you that are in a manual chair, we have, basically, we took the front seat, the right front seat of the car out, and took out the drawer underneath it, and we put this little machine in, so that the chair facing forward, she picks up a latch, turns it sideways.
yeah.
We push the button, the chair comes out and down, where the front of the chair is the same height for the wheelchair. She then just does a butt transfer to the chair, picks it back up and in, and turns it forward, and then I pick up the wheelchair and put it in the back of the van.
Yeah.
Wow. Now,
And,
these people travel around all the time, I'll tell you. They're on the go day after day.
yeah, and that is a whole lot more or less expensive than $45,000.
It's ADE.
Wow.
And that we got from ADE, Adaptive Driving Ed on
They've been
Palo
here
Verde.
before.
Yeah.
ADE is about the best place in town.
Oh, yeah.
Awesome.
Ernie is terrific. I've been with Ernie since he started.
Ernie is wonderful. God
Yes.
bless
Ernie.
Okay, Charlie,
Charlie,
everybody.
I'll make
Here,
this, if y'all are ready, I'll make this relatively short, because I don't want to duplicate what other people have said. As you're doing this stuff, think about what you need right now, but you're not planning on dying day after tomorrow. Think what you're gonna need down the road, because you may be walking now, or you may be transferring now. Deanne was walking when we started doing a lot of this stuff, and now she isn't. And be thinking also, if you happen to be a caregiver, kind of like I am, anything we've ever done to make that house livable for Deanne has made my life better. The other day, I tripped in the bathroom and grabbed the towel bar. When we started redoing bathrooms, all of our towel bars are handicapped grab bars that are anchored to a stud. You could pull down the wall with those towel bars, and I think they cost about $25 a piece at the time. I think it saved me a fall.
Yes.
And,
They're not, excuse me, they're not the common handicap towel bars. They look like bathroom towel bars.
But they're anchored in the
White or
wall.
brass ones.
Yeah, but they hold towels really well.
And bodies, Charlie.
In Deanne's bedroom, since she broke her ankle, broke her leg in October, August, I guess,
Yeah.
we've had a problem. She can't sleep on the same position all the time. So we went to, we happened to get ours at Mattress Firm. We got adjustable beds. It's not a hospital bed, but it's a twin adjustable. The head rises and the foot rises, and they can rise together or separately. And if you happen to be my age and start making beds, you can rise these things both up, and the bed you're making is just about this height. So you don't have to stand on your head to make the bed. And that, I really appreciate that, because we have a small bedroom. Also, I got online and found this, I think they call it a bedroom standing pole. It goes floor to wall, and it has a couple of grabs on it, and the handle rotates around from whatever position you need. Deanne uses it to, she can't stand by herself yet, but she will. But to use it to turn over, you've got something to grab. And we put a grab bar, a little grab bar on the wall next to her bed, and you can see them in here, just little handles. So when she goes to turn over, she can grab this thing and have a steady thing to pull on. And I'll pass these around. Also, we did away with the standard bedside table because it got in the way. In fact, we couldn't find room for it sometimes. And we found these little carts at that gourmet place, Walmart, for about 30 bucks a piece, and they work really well as end tables. You can see the cart in there also. Now, the bathroom, I have a couple things to say about the bathroom. These handles that raise up and come down, those things are super. We planned to put 2 of them in Deanne's bathroom. Unfortunately, we were going by the seat of our pants, and there wasn't room for one of them to fit between the counter and the toilet. So rather than give up the toilet, we had a bar made to put in there. But we replaced the tub with the rolled-in bathroom. It has a lip of about almost ½ an inch. And a wheelchair could go in there easily. Our transfer chair that we use, it's a combination commode, shower chair, or in an emergency, when everything craps out, I can push your places in it. And it's quite valuable. And we have a soap dispenser mounted on the wall in the handicap bars, which you can see. And this is a picture of her bathroom, the shower part. We decided that she couldn't get in a tub anyway, And I decided that I'm planning to get a lot older, and there will be a time when I can't get in the tub. So we don't have a tub in the house. No, we're planning to live a long time. I am. I don't know what her plans are. She hasn't told me. Also, our bathroom had a cabinet on the wall, which was real nice. The bottom of the cabinet came to about here. Like most bathroom cabinets, you know, you open the door and you put your stuff in. But she's wheelchair bound now. She could only reach one shelf. So it cost about $50 to have a good handyman come in and lower this thing. And this is Deanne opening her cabinet, which has bifold doors in it. We replaced the regular door with a bifold because it takes only about half as much room to open a bifold door. Now, in Deanne's workroom, you know, she's one of these people that made M-A-K-E-T-H-A-T, 2 four-letter words. She makes stuff. And so we had built this, it's supposed to be a cutting table, but actually it's a work table, storage table, whatever. And here's a couple of pictures of Deanne at her table. And you'll notice the cutout is made so that her wheelchair fits. She just goes right up to it. And it works, it's the right height. And this last thing is a picture. You want to kind of be, you know, have some sense about what you do when you do this stuff. You might come up with something that you really don't want. And that's a picture of what you might not really want.
Oh, okay.
Now, with respect to the first gentleman talked, one of the gentlemen talked about floors, and you've got to have an inch and a half or some height.
Yeah, where the
We had a nice, I guess you'd call it cobblestone paver patio in front and back of the house, but Deanne was falling on the planks because over time, a lot of these things don't be so level. So we got hold of a local guy and said, I said, hey, can you take out these pavers and just pour me a patio that goes a gentle slope from here to the door. I said, I don't want any difference at all. Well, you have to put a threshold on the door, but our threshold's probably about that high. Probably not more than a half inch, and of course it goes up gradually. We don't have a step in the house now. And I was amazed at how cheap it was to get it done. We have solar on the home, which we put in 9 years ago. This month, my minimum fee was $14 and something. That's the biggest solar bill I've paid in the last 9 years for electric. And we aren't particularly good about turning off lights and stuff. But in this country, you can come out. You can come out on solar. Of course, at the time we did it, the government was giving all kinds of rebates and stuff. But I don't think they're that good now, but anyway, that's what I have to say.
Thank you.
Charlie.
Two things that I want to add to his. One thing is in our shower, my shower is not a roll-in, it's got that much room, I mean like a half inch, and it's difficult to get that potty chair, I call it, over that. But another thing is I took out all shower doors. I didn't want to fall through a shower door and cut myself.
Right.
So I took out all those and I put the old-fashioned shower curtains. So I can get that curtain down under and it laps down so that the water doesn't come out on the floor. And we took out everything in our flooring in the house. I have carpet in two rooms, and the rest of it is vinyl, looks like wood. And it's got red wedges, I mean it's got, you know, what do I want to call it? No, just put them in planks.
Interlock.
And you can see the ridges in it, so that if anything spills, it spills in there, and it doesn't make the floor slippery. And I have that through the whole house, except our bedroom and the living room. Another thing is, for me to get from the front door to the back door, because we have a large lot, he had a contractor pour a cement walk, so if I want something in the back patio, or want to know where the dog is, I can roll out there and come back. And we put sand in our yard, because when I was walking and it was cushioned, so that I wouldn't hurt myself if I fell.
If you fall on rocks, it hurts.
Yeah, it cuts you all up.
If she fell on sand, she just cussed a little bit and got it. Didn't bleed much.
Yeah. You can also buy a kind of mulch that's made for playgrounds.
Yeah.
And so it's a real soft
That rubber
mulch
stuff.
that.
That would
looks
be
really
good
nice.
too, and it looks really nice,
Yeah.
but no rock.
Yeah.
We took rock out of all our yards.